I'm Pasha. I'm from Russia, and I have about 20 years of experience working in strategic marketing and business development, close to research area. And now I'm in research agency, so we created a small product or a toolkit for research, but I will not talk about this tool tonight. And I introduce Alexander. He's supposed to represent Sberbank today, but recently he moved to another bank, but we're still allowed to share our case with the Sberbank. So luckily we will be able to share our thoughts. And our topic is simplicity. It's about simplicity and is about magic. And in the beginning to today in the morning time, one presentation really resonated with the one that we will gonna talk. It's a presentation by Philip from E.ON, but we're kind of talking from a bit different side. So here we talked about cultural change. So the key challenge and the challenges with research still we see as how to activate it, how to transfer it into decisions, using all tools and all new technologies that are available and appearing these days. And I think that simplicity is still a very important thing, playing the key role in terms of changing the culture and activating the research insights within the organization. So let's start with a few numbers. And Philip also mentioned that last year there was, I think McKinsey published a report, and they were saying that only about 30% of decisions are supported with the consumer insights. But I'm leading you to 10 years back, and this is a BCG report. They interviewed about 600 international companies. And they interviewed 50% of their sample was formed by business managers, so brand managers, CEOs, and top-level managers that are kind of internal clients for the research function. And they said that 66% of so what questions, business questions they had, they were not answered. So that kind of correlates with what Philip said. And I still, you know, after 10 years, I don't really see that situation has changed significantly. Well, we also did our own research in our own market. And our feeling was that about only 10% of decisions are really supported with the consumer insights. In any way, in any form of consumer insights, coming from the data or coming from the traditional consumer research or from the new technology research. And remembering this 30% from the recent year, we may say that there is some sort of progress, but it depends what what was covered and what was covered by decision in that recent study. So I can say, I see it as a not significant change. So from my point of view, the value of research within big organizations looks not too high, because utilization of the research is not high. And we talk with these days we talk a lot about automation, but automation from our point of view is not enough, far not enough to activate the research within the organization. Why so? First of all, automation is about do's. It's doing when we're following our journey from the business question to a business answer. We have to do a lot of things. So automation helps to do those do's in a more efficient way, automatically, without human support, with less efforts, less resources, faster, and etc. But do does not equal use from in my mind. And automation is about do's and finding and transferring the insights and the data that we're getting from the consumers and from the market to the business answer is really how you use the data. So why simplicity is the key? First of all, we live, in long time ago, already live with a lot of automated products. If you look at your tables, they are full of automated products. Even glass, the bottle of water that we have on the table is automated product because it's produced without human touch. It's a production line. We use glasses, we use water quite frequently because it's our natural need, and it's very simple. We learn how to use water and how to use glasses for the child. And also, I was thinking, about a simple example of automated product. And banana is here because it's also an automated product because it grows naturally without human help. And it's simple because you can take it, you can use it, you know how to eat it, it's already packed. So in the banana, from another, looking from the data point of view, is the most grown fruit on the earth, probably because of that. And talking about simplicity, it's a very complicated term, so I tried to transfer it into several parameters. So first of all, when we talk about research and transferring research into business answers, the business need that we try to address with research or data analysis has to have a clear answer, and or has to have a clear solution. So when we have a need to satisfy, the clear solution helps to address the need in a fast way. So, for example, a button of switch on or switch off button, you just press it and you get the result immediately. Another one is answering the question. So when we have a business business question, the answer should go first. It should appear from the solution that we use. It should appear from the presentation or from the report that we try to see. And for example, most of business questions are relatively simple because in the first part of the day we talked about very sophisticated strategical things. But when we talk about business and brand managers and just regular routines, there is a lot of tasks that are quite typical, quite simple, and those simple tasks doesn't require complicated answers. So the question, do you love me or do you like me, requires an answer yes or no, and doesn't require 20 slides. The third one is clear decision criteria. So when we're trying to make decisions, the criteria that we're using should be obvious and should be clear. And the next one is a simple and transparent logic. Because the business decisions that appear in companies, they are mostly and usually done by a group of people, and mostly, in most of the cases, they are done by business people who are not from the research, who are not from, has a different background, different mindset even. And simple and transparent logic helps to absorb and to understand the result that we are trying to transfer into business decision. So that's why Jamie Oliver here, personally I love him because he actually encouraged me to cook at home. And the key enabler there was very simple logic. And here is his book with 5 ingredients. You can cook very different dishes in the best way. So another one is simple questions. When we try to get an answer, simple questions also a key enabler. In the previous presentations, there was some point about going from asking questions to the observations, but I still think that questions and talking to consumers is a very important thing. And the simple questions, they are simple to understand for respondents that you talk. They are simple to interpret when you're trying to explain the results. And here is the example of the recent model invented by Dentsu Agency. They invented it, they presented it in 2006, which is AISAS. It reflects the very old model, which the previous model was invented in 1894, I think. It's called AIDA. And this model appears as a result of the changing behavior which was caused by technological development and technological changes. So here, taken as a base this model, you can link the simple question to each block, and you can, understand and explain in quite easy way the nature of this thing. And also, working for a business, there was I don't know, it's like a habit or tradition to put all possible things into one research. And there is despite we have a quite simple business task, you try to utilize maximum the budget and the level of interview that we have to add some other things. And the crowd report and the extensive data actually decreases the efficiency of data utilization within the organization. So our kind of message is that nice to have things that you try to improve into research must should be focused on the key tasks that you're trying to solve. And having all this in mind, we developed our platform, which was focused on providing solutions for specific tasks without additional information. And actually, it's transformed our view on the DIY segment. And we said, okay, we're not even a DIY segment. We use UIY segment. So when you actually can use it without having a deep expertise in research. And having this in mind, our platform and our tool was like one task, one solution, one button, and one question, one answer. And the results are delivered in a fast, simple, and actionable way. So we prepared our MVP product, and we came to Sberbank to talk about their needs and their processes. And now I give a word to Sasha, and he will talk about his...
About Sberbank.
About Sberbank.
Okay. Microphone checking. So, as Pasha said, I no longer work in Sberbank, but I tell you this case because I think it's really interesting to share. So, first let me represent you the company, because actually I don't really think that many of you know how huge this company is. So, actually, Sberbank considered as the biggest financial services company in Eastern Europe, 86 million B2C and over 2 million B2B clients. It's really huge business. It's mostly situated in Russia, but it's really huge. And well, also I should mention that we have over 3,100 employees. That's a lot. And what's really behind those numbers? Well, you see two numbers here. It's well, as many banks and digital organizations, we started an agile transformation several years ago, and it was natural answer to a rapidly changing world. And of course, we had to change our organization skills significantly. We needed to become more customer focused, needed to put customer experience, to base our product decisions on customer experience, and of course do it much more faster. And we started our agile transformation, and you can see on the picture, it's our agile development center. We're now situated around 90,000 people, and it's about 800 product teams. All there were our internal customers, customers of our research team that were only 15 people. So, well, actually all these people, due to agile transformation, needed response from their customers, and they had a lot of research tasks. And they needed so much response from their customers, but they do not understand absolutely marketing research methodology. And even more, Sberbank is running transformation from traditional bank to an ecosystem. You can see on this slide that it already has different industries in its scope: telecommunication, B2B services, e-health, e-commerce, and so on and so forth. So the organization was real huge and needed a lot of response and feedback from their customers, and needed to make a lot of research. And actually, that felt like tsunami, because number of various research tasks grew rapidly, and we were not ready to solve and to fit all of the queries. So we decided to do something and transform somehow to fit this situation. And so we decided, well, to reinvent ourselves, reinvent our processes, and stop working as a traditional internal research boutique with a personal tailored approach, and try to become a research supermarket, just like this. And we decided to do two things. First, research had to be embedded into product and communication development frameworks. That was the best way to help product managers to learn when and how to use research tools. So we described those frameworks and identify all those key areas and tasks when research can help, and link specific solutions, specific research solutions to those tasks via our internal corporate platform. So now we were sure that any product manager can decide when and where he can use any kind of research tool for simple tasks, of course. And the next thing that we had to be sure that everyone who uses these tools can use it without any specific research expertise. Because, as Pasha said before, all of those guys who are developing a product or marketers usually do not have any specific knowledge in marketing research. That's why we we empowered them with simple, automated research tools that were connected correctly to specific stages of frameworks. So at each framework, each manager can see what business task he has now and which tools can help him. That was made within the interface. So this helped us to transport ourselves from a research agency to a service platform, and we assumed ourselves as a service provider. And that helped a lot our internal clients and product and marketing teams. Well, so what was the impact? Actually, reasonable amount of research tasks were solved with Fastuna and that kind of automated tools. Almost every ads were running through pretests, and that was important for our marketing team. And several products were successfully launched last year with help of automated research solutions. That was great. And also we received lots of feedback from our internal customers about their perfect customer experience using these research tools. And moreover, our research team felt possible to move some resources from daily routine to strategic projects. So it helped us to grow inside company. And well,
okay.
I pass.
So at the end, I will summarize the things. So we believe that there are two areas of critical areas that help to enable transition of data insights into business decisions. And one is simplicity, which is simply a set of simple solutions which are focused on decisions with a clear criteria and clear logic, which is transparent and easy, understandable by the business owners and business managers. And another big area is the organizational area, where there should be a lead, should be support from the management team as well, setting the culture and setting kind of framework and principles of decision making, setting the framework that helps business managers to use tools and understand situations when they need to get consumer feedback. Number of tools, and here we are saying about internal tools that are available within the systems or within the platform, and the service, because despite we're providing kind of simple tools and trying to provide simple tools, research is too complicated to be too simple, so you always need to get consultancy and be ready to provide services to your internal clients that are trying to work with the research tools and research data independently. So that's about it. And so at the end, we kind of described our formula of the magic mix. So when when automation complies and goes in a simple way, that actually helps to empower the team, empower the organization with business-focused and decision-focused insights. And at the end, to activate it in a more efficient way, it should be as simple, so it feels like magic when you're using it. So that's about it. That's our short story. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Sasha.